Ladies and gentlemen, there has been a spike in the financial world, but for a reason you may not think.
Go on, man.
Because you've been working hard, you've earned it, yeah?
You've earned it, yeah. It's Barclays all week.
Barclays fever is sweeping the nation. Welcome to Cultras Pod. I'm James, that's Theon, that's Mike, and we're getting in to Barclays fever. Now, the accounts have all been authorised. The debit cards are being sent out.
The ISA is confirmed.
We are Barclays. We put a tweet out endorsing you to come forward with your Barclaysman, and boy, have you in abundance. So we're going to get into that this week.
I accidentally started it on a Friday night by one of the worst shouts I have ever heard by someone saying Ronaldo is more of a Barclaysman than Gabriel Obertan. No.
Yeah.
Wrong criteria.
Ruined by a man who had XG in his bio.
XG in his blood.
Great night in the pub for you, Theon. Great way to spend your Friday.
It was. Sat there just going... Yeah, it's fantastic. It's great. Go to the pub and don't speak to your mates. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's the best part about going to the pub. Hi, you all right? Shush.
I've content to attend to.
I'm reading up on the history of Vulture. Okay. I'll have a cause, and I'm going to go back to reading about kit sponsors. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, we have that's a game. That's a game for future. So like and subscribe so you see it all.
Yeah.
I've got a big list of shirt sponsor quizzes to do.
Oh,
so we'll do that eventually. Yeah, like can you name Wolves 03? It's pretty easy, but
Doritos.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. But so James as well, the Instagram sensation of like that some people have seen at the Cultras Pod on everything. Yeah, by the way,
at Cultras Pod.
We've had well, thinking about when this goes out. So this is Friday. This is going out Saturday morning. This will be on day 8, but we've not done day 8 yet. We're on day 7 of Barclaysman. Highlights, lowlights.
Lowlights have been a lot of men thinking they know. Like the problem that the downside to this is that, but we want Barclays to be a utopia. Okay.
Mm.
Now there are rules amongst it. Okay, Ronaldo is not a Barclaysman. Okay.
Yeah.
However, a lot of men are going, "Oh, you've missed the opportunity to not mention Aaron McQuainer. He's coming. He is coming. McQuainer has set up an ISA. He's on his way.
Yeah, he's on the plane. He's on the plane.
It boils my piss, when people's like, "Oh, I think you should mention Papa Booba." Wait, I know PBD. Okay.
There's been not to disparage our newfound audience, but there's been some very good ones I forgot about, such as former guest Big Tommy Coors reminded me Andy O'Brien existed.
Yeah.
And then on my walk home, fucking walk home from work before, I saw a woman who looked like Andy O'Brien. What a small world it is, eh? Fucking hell.
My wife. The key thing I wanted to be when I did it, I want to make sure my wife enjoys it and she isn't just taking part in it. She genuinely is thinking of ad libs. She did think that Charles and Zogbia was one person, 2 people, Charles and Zogbia.
That is a superb name for a new cat that'd sell out Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Fuck off, Catfish in the Bottom. Charles and Zogbia live. Go on, fuck off, Oasis.
She's coming out with with absolute like zingers and like ad libs. And there was a lady who commented on. I said this before we recorded. There was a lady who commented on our Instagram who said, "This is exactly what my husband is like. Now I don't know who Armed as Vi is. Wipe the fucking kid's ass." That's what we want.
Oh,
Women, if you've
so
been, please keep commenting because we want more examples of you being
we
bored to
want
death
to
by us
be
men.
listed. We
Yeah.
eventually want to be listed in reasons for divorce,
Yeah.
like Football Manager. Football Manager's been cited in 35 different cases of divorce.
Can you
Not,
imagine Steve Guppy being a character witness against you?
oh, that's so weird, mate. That is genuinely mental. I once on my first job, on my second day, it was like some insurance thing, like verifying insurance claims. This woman's house, like the roof had just fell in, and she was called like Summit Guppy, and she said, "Oh, my husband's Steve." Is that Steve Guppy? The Steve Guppy? Like dead excited. She wasn't. She wasn't as excited. She wanted to know when a roof was getting fixed, and I wanted to know: is your husband former Birmingham City defender? Steve, did he play? He played for City. He definitely played for. Anyway, may have just outed myself as a Steve Guppy. Know nothing there.
Tommy Counts.
It was Leicester. He was at Walker's
Leicester,
era.
yeah.
Yes.
Knew it
Walker's
was
era,
Blue
Leicester.
and Midlands.
That's the one. Yeah, Wickham beforehand. Martin O'Neill took him from there to Leicester, like a Harry Redknapp kind of dealie with his players.
Tax dodging, but via a dog. Come on. So to revisit the Barclaysman that we did as well, for little facts, we're going to do little facts along the way that I found out before at work. Again, was busy, you know. Moritz Volts, right, of day
Moritz Volts
6 fame.
scores
I wanna say.
goals.
Morris Volts.
Moritz Volts scores like 2 in his career, but he's an assistant at Galatasaray. Fucking hell. But he was at Leipzig assistant as well. So I imagine something to do with that. Get on the goat there. You're Joe Rogan's Jamie.
The
Who's
two
who's the manager of Galatasaray?
It is, of course, former Inter Milan midfielder Okan Buruk.
Wow. Was he manager of Leipzig? Was he manager of Leipzig by any chance?
No, he was at Istanbul Başakşehir. I think he was the one who brought him up, potentially.
Well, but Volts was 4 years at Leipzig. So it's
the two
assistant as well. Always the bridesmaid, Moritz.
the two Vols stories I have, both sort of articles, probably the only stories about Morris Vols that have been in print. One was
a birthday card from his wife that we intercepted.
One was in 442, where it was like sort of congratulating him on scoring the 15,000 goal in the Premier League. And then the other one was Match Magazine, and when I used to read Match as a kid, and I must have known how you get a payday at Match because you could write any old shit and it'd just whack it. There's a bit where it was like weird Premier League names, and which is like pseudo racist. And it was like, and it was Morris Vols, and it was like, it went danger, high voltage.
Yeah, lovely. I'm glad I didn't say that before because I was gonna say that exactly. Like tell you, but like you could. I do remember them articles, and it was just sort of like, isn't it funny? This black man has a strange name.
Yeah.
Now a German.
Yeah.
Fucking,
and then there'd be a speech bubble. There'd be a speech bubble by like Miroslav Klose going, "I do not want to take the penalty."
Yeah.
Awful. Absolutely awful.
The fiestas of your childhood, your razzles.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an image. I once got kicked out of the local newsagents for reading razzle in the back. But yeah, there we go. I was only about 13, so it wasn't a sex offence. There we go. Yeah, if I was like, to clarify, I was of younger age, because if I was doing that, if you imagine just seeing some guy in the back of a news beard, yeah, I've got the sex offender beard, so it doesn't bode well. Anyway, on from this incredibly long rant I'm going on. Um, we did have. We've had several questions, but I thought we were going to do this in a studio, which we will soon be in once I can find one. So do
Once
subscribe.
you subscribe and give us money.
Yeah, subscribe so we can get in the studio, so we can justify it to ourselves. Um, but goalkeepers, right? We're going to do top Barclaysman
Yeah.
by position.
Now, before we get into this,
We need a definition again. You're right.
we need a definition of what a Barclaysman is. Now, I don't think it's hard to define. However, it's hard to explain. So
It's, if you don't get it, you don't get it. If you're like 15, even though I've seen pretty young people reply and go and get it. Like,
yeah,
still, I don't think age is a barrier.
yeah. I've
I will
also
clarify that has nothing. The age is a barrier, has nothing
My
to do
dad
with
told me all about Fabio Rockenbach.
Yeah. I will clarify my age is no barrier comment. That has nothing to do with the previous rant about sex offences. Anyway, the anyway,
I have seen men in their mid-30s though who evidently by their profile picture drink Huel. Comment and go, imagine being a man in his mid-20s and calling it Barclays.
yeah.
Oh,
It's just joyless. Just have a bit of joy.
The
I
great
know
thing about
it is annoying. It is
It
annoying,
doesn't
and when we
work.
do eventually jump the shark, fair enough. Cause cons then, but give us a career first.
Exactly. It doesn't work with any other bank though. Give me your Lloydsman. No.
But it also does.
it.
It does also work. It does also work with Carlingsman of the 90s.
Yes. Oh, Carlingsman. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Like you told, like this was as a friend of the show, Sensei Carl. We did point this out in our replies on the original. Like people kept saying Tony Yeboah. Yes, you've got the idea right, but he's too early. He's the 90s. He's the 90s.
So the first thing we should probably establish is that the years. Now I'm going to say maybe 2003 to 15.
Yes, but technically starts in 01. So but 01 is acceptable. And sometimes you get people like there's a few.
Because
I was doing the World Cup of Barclaysman Monday 10 a.m. Twitter at the Cultras Pod. Yeah, there'll be 256 of them. I did see there's a few that go like I had to chop him. I don't think he's in the list, but Per Mertesacker is, and he only starts like 2011. Like and like Lucas Podolski would be a Barclaysman as well.
Yes.
Like even he's mostly like 20. He's like 2015, 16.
You can be from before or after. It's just if you'd fit in the times.
Yeah.
You are.
But the main idea is like 01 to like 15. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, if you're talking 01 to 03, they would be Barclay Cardsmen.
Oh yeah.
I think it was Barclays until like 04 maybe. Anyway, I'm not bothered about that. But yeah.
Same bank. The same fucking bank.
The turn of the millennium till mid tens, about 2015, is what we're looking at. Now, for me, Barclays, it's I think it's players who are excellent, but perhaps maybe haven't won a major trophy or can't maybe reach that next level of playing for a top.
I don't even think that's right though, because like I'd say Berbatov is just because he smoked 20 a day and then was fucking amazing. But like the thing being is they don't have to. I think it's before the era. Like to be a Barclaysman, you need to be like you need to be sort of like you're still a very fit athlete, modern fucking whatever, but you need to be like a human being. Like now, They're all on like mad fucking eat schedules. They're all like insane. They're all probably on steroids. That will come out eventually. Like Morton Gams Pedersen was not on steroids. Morton Gams Pedersen could eat when he wants. Morton Gams Pedersen went for a pint. You can tell.
If you're going to
Do you know
chuck
what I
us
mean?
a Bulgarian, we don't want your Berbatovs. We want your Valeri Bodjanovs. People of that ilk.
Yeah.
Svetoslav
Yeah.
Todorovs sort of thing.
Yeah. Petrov.
Yeah,
I feel
there you
Petrov.
go.
So yeah, maybe not the major trophy thing, but I think for me it evokes a feeling of a period of football that we will never get back.
A stripy ball.
Yes.
A stripy ball.
Yeah. Watching compilations of Stephen Reid twat it in for Blackburn while the Libertines plays, Lonsdale kit sponsors, things like that, things that sort of define Britain in the mid-noughties.
Anti-woke Britain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you used to be able to present the news and commit whatever sex offences you wanted. You used to be able to present this morning and groom children back in the proper days.
It was
I've mentioned sex offences about 5 times in 20 minutes here. Yeah. I'm not going to do it again. Right.
It was Blair's second wave, but
second wave.
It was more cruel Britannia brackets Iraq, but on the pitch there was something was happening. People. It was also the initial.
We were building up to the 2012 Olympics. That's where our culture was going.
Yes. whilst demolishing our hopes of hosting an international tournament. Do you remember the England 2006 bit? Anyway. There was it was the first shock where you'd be like, oh my god, I can't believe like Portsmouth are in the Premier League, and then like
with good players.
Yes, and now
Portsmouth weren't just in the Premier League; they won an FA Cup, James.
Yes.
They won an FA Cup.
No. Oh,
so I'm sorry. Cranshaw, Heriderson, Primus, Carnu, Defoe, all in one team. That's worth bankruptcy.
I'm talking about.
Give me bankruptcy every day. Oh,
I'm talking about when they first came up and they had Steve Stone. When their sponsor was Beanie Babies.
Pompey had an entire midfield of men who could twat it as hard as possible. Matty Taylor, Nigel Quasi, Steve Stone.
Please, it's just like a time capsule of football that now we're so far from removed on, with things getting like, I don't know, leaked and spoiled and being online instantly, that you kind of just don't get anymore. For example, like Canterbury, the rugby world and football world combined for a brief period where they sponsored Lille and Portsmouth. You will never.
Who remembers Canterbury sponsoring Lille?
You remember Canterbury?
I don't know why Peter Kay is now Jim Bowen, but all right.
It was just a different.
Well, there's a different kind of presenter. Oh no, that's a Bruce Forsyth. I was thinking of the other one. Never mind. Not going to mention sex offenders again.
Well, no, but it is in many ways, not to mention Bruce, a generation game in many aspects, because it's part of a certain. That's a cracking segue, by the way. It is something that I think people of a certain era hold very dear, like us, for example. Whereas I think
you're talking 20. I think you're talking 20-year-olds plus, aren't you? Really?
Yeah.
Maybe 18. Maybe 8. How old are you if you're 18 now?
How old are you if you're 18 now? That's a great question for you.
You know what I mean? What year were you born in?
Yeah.
What year were you born in? There you go.
06.
Yeah. So,
06.
Maths not my strong point.
I'm just looking now, and I'm going to put it to you that Portsmouth 05, 06 were more Barclays than any team Wigan ever had.
Controversy.
Yeah. If I just name the first couple of players on the list on Wikipedia, but Linvoy Primus, Dejan Stevanovic, Andres D'Alessandro, Andy O'Brien, Brian Prisker.
Andres D'Alessandro wearing number 4.
Your Gregory Vignals, your Ivica Mornars, your Noé Pamaros.
Noé Pamaros, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to see who I can boot out of. I think Emmanuel Frimpong's for the chop for Andres D'Alessandro, I'm afraid.
And what about Collins Mbasuma?
Collins Mbasuma.
Guys, if you go to 0304, their first year in the Prem, right? This is fucking mental. Shaka Hislop.
Oh,
Ian Design. Tim Sherwood.
Tim Sherwood.
Teddy
Tim
Sheringham.
Sherwood's a Carlingsman, I'm afraid. But
now I think this is correct. Hold on, let me just double check. Gary O'Neill.
Gary O'Neill played for us, yeah.
And randomly, Patrick Berger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
I nearly forgot. On my list of World Cup Barclaysmen, Monday 10 a.m. at the Cultras Pod Twitter and Instagram. I forgot, like, number 255, when we're really scraping the barrel. I forgot Ben Jarney. How did I forget Ben Jarney?
Do you know what I've forgotten? One of my favourite Barclaysmen, Luar.
Oh, Luar. Lamana Luar. But Andres D'Alessandro, you may see him on Monday, if you're following the Twitter.
God,
because,
was he coming in? Is he special guest? I didn't know this.
Andres!
I would love to go to Fratton Park. What was I going to say? I completely forgot what I was going to say.
Gary O'Neill's story. Sorry, quickly. A load of Borough fans hate him because he said on, like, Under the Cosh or one of these things before he was a manager, that he purposely he was on a match ban. He was on 4 yellow cards the week before Boxing Day game, so he intentionally got himself booked and missed the game. Daniel Ayala has missed the last. Daniel Ayala's a championshipsman, unfortunately.
Yes.
He's a Sky Betsman. He's a Sky Betsman. But he's I think it's like 6 out of the last 7 Boxing Day games he's missed, like either through suspension or injury. That's a proper Barclaysman trait. Just getting yourself intended skiving.
Maybe Portsmouth. Portsmouth was kind of like the Velvet Underground of Barclays, where like only 100 people bought the album, but it spawned a lot of other. Maybe a couple of man, like Megson and Pulis and Allardyce. They liked what was going on, and then they wanted to form their own Barclays team. It was sort of the patient zero of Barclays.
The Wuhan lab of Barclays.
Yeah. Right. Let's go round again.
Let's go round again. As the Earth once said.
Oh, go on then.
Go on then.
If I must, son.
Oh, December 31st again, is it? Go. Okay, now. Go on then.
God, I'm hoping it's a leap year, just one day off. Could you imagine a sketch? Could you imagine a sketch where the Earth is bored of its job? That's been done by some private.
He's spinning round. What's he fucking spinning round for? That's his job. It's his job. You do your job. You orbit the sun. That's your job.
That's
honestly, that's his fucking job.
That's definitely been done by some privileged people at the Edinburgh Fringe.
What is Roy Keane?
No, not Roy Keane.
You do your fucking job.
Oh, mate, Roy Keane at the Fringe. Why are people complaining about flying?
What's he doing all this dancing around for? He's doing all this dancing around. He's claiming to be He's claimed to be working class. You went to private school. You're talking about your name's Jonty. Your name's Jonty. Right then. Abrupt cut.
Abrupt.
We're doing. So we're keeping that short and sweet. We're gonna have more. We're gonna do more on Sunday. So send your we're recording this on Friday. It's out Saturday, so we'll do it tomorrow. But send all your questions in. Because we're going to build our definitive Barclays 11 position by position. We're going to do. What else are we going to do, James?
We're going to be answering your questions. We're going to be continuing our Barclays debate. We've got a quiz lined up. We've got all sorts of irons in the fire.
And we've got Monday, 10 a.m. at the Cultras Pod, Twitter and Instagram, moderated by myself, Mike, James. We've got the World Cup of Barclaysman. Send your Barclaysman in for consideration. There'll be 256. It's going to take the entire international break. This Mike will possibly be doing a live draw after the thing.
Yeah, I'm pulling my best bingo calling voice out, my best Rod Stewart to roll the R's like you pair. And also, do you want to touch on the definitive Barclays 11 that we're going to build?
Yes, we're going to do by position, and then we're also going to do. We'll talk about the ultimate Barclaysman by what would Steve Stone's haircut or Marwan Shamak's.
Yes.
Which would you prefer? It's that kind of thing. Like, subscribe, all that. Follow us on the social media. It's all down there, here. Somewhere.
It is somewhere.
And we'll see you very shortly. Subscribe, Daily Barclaysman nonsense. Right, bye.